Earlier in the show, we told you how to get kids to read. Now, let's talk about what the kids can read. Some nice stuff here. Children's author Katie Davis back to join us once again. And welcome. Thanks for being here as always. Now, which books did you bring in?
Well, you know, it's Thanksgiving weekend, and it's all about tradition and family, and there's nothing better than having a nice, you look forward to the tradition every year, but sometimes it's fun to break tradition or make new traditions or make a twist on a tradition, and that can bring a lot of delight. And delight is surprise, and surprise makes kids laugh. So I brought these books because they have sort of made a twist on tradition, and at least they crack me up, so it's all
well, that's good. Hey, you know, if
Right.
it makes you laugh, the kids are probably going to like it too.
So Cinderella's Rat has been, it's not a new book, it's been one of my favorites forever. It's by the same person who wrote and illustrated Martha Speaks, which is a very big book.
Okay.
And it's basically the Cinderella story told from the rat's point of view, the rat that became the coach boy by the fairy godmother. And he becomes the coach boy, and he goes to the ball, and Cinderella goes off to the ball, and he goes into the kitchen to help work, and he sees the larder and all that flour for him to eat. He's so excited, and someone says, "Watch out, there's a rat." And he thinks, "I've been caught." And they see a real rat, and he goes, "Look," he goes, "No, that's my sister." And they're like, "Somebody turned your sister into a rat?" So it's all confused, and it's very funny and wonderful. And it's complete break on tradition of the normal Cinderella story.
Sounds
Yeah.
like
Now,
quite
of course,
the story.
That's right. It's great. It's so much fun. And this Goodnight iPad, of course, if anybody who's ever read a book knows Goodnight Moon, tradition, classic book. And Goodnight iPad by Android.
Android, I did see that name, yes.
Android. Actually, it's David Milgrom actually wrote it. So it starts, in the bright buzzing room, there was an iPad and a kid playing Doom and a screensaver of a bird flying over the moon. And of course you see the angry bird. And it's a whole parody on Goodnight Moon. It's fantastic. And if you know anybody, especially adults, who are addicted to devices, this is the book to get them as a fun little breaking tradition.
To get the adult?
I think so.
Okay.
But you know, next time I come on, I'm planning on bringing books that have to do with devices, because there's been this whole slew of new books coming out. One called Hello, Hello. I've got to bring that. It's wonderful. So this
flies here.
That's right. Lots of flies. On the back, I'm going to show you this, because on the back of it, this is what Jeff's talking about, all these flies. There was an old lady who swallowed a fly by Sims Tabak. And although it is a traditional folk tale, the way that they've created the book is so much fun. A little bit twisted on the tradition of having just full pages. They have die cuts in the center so you can see whatever the lady swallowed through her stomach, because there's a hole in the page. So it's a lot of fun to read.
Okay, so can I hold this up? And so the hole is here, and then if I turn the page, what happens
and in the end, you can, yes, of course, and you can see, there's the cat, the old lady swallowed the cat. And it's really funny, and
I like that.
All the animals are making comments, and it's a great twist on the old folk tale.
I do have a tradition. You were asking me during the break.
Right.
When I thought back on it, well, we did when I was a little kid, that every Christmas Eve, my dad would sit us down and read us "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." So it was always the same story.
Tradition.
But it certainly was something that we always looked forward to.
And it's very comforting traditions, but it's also really fun to do a little twist. And
Definitely.
you know how twisted I am, so it's always
Twisted is good. Now, we were talking earlier with Jan Doyle about tips to keep kids reading.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, what are some things that you've come across?
Well, I recently, on my blog, did this whole thing about getting toddlers to get obsessed with reading. And you know, sometimes you can get, lots of times toddlers get obsessed with things. And to translate that obsession with, say, construction sites into reading, go to a construction site, bring a book about trucks, read it while you're there, and they can see the association, or label things in your house, then mix up the labels as they're learning to read. So they're like, wait a minute, that's not a window shade. You know, they'll sound it out, and it's, again, delight, surprise, makes them laugh, and it makes it fun for them. So they associate fun and laughter with reading. And
fun is always good, too. Fun and twisted.
Fun is pretty good.
All right, thank you very much, Katie. Appreciate it as always.